If the world were a perfect place, there'd be no need for self-defense. But it is not. Self-defense has become a necessary part of our lives. It is not possible to establish a healthy and humane world without helping the weak and stopping the strong when necessary. We must have the courage to recognize the person with a harmful attitude and lead him from it. We must become sensitive to a threatening environment and learn the flexible body movements and instant changes of power that allow quick and appropriate responses. The techniques we present here are from the art of Aiki Jitsu. They are exceedingly effective for actual self-defense. The effects of the techniques can be so dangerous that no Aiki Jitsu competition system has ever been adopted. Traditionally, it has been taught through the method of form and repetition. These techniques use empty hand movements without any weapons. Composed primarily of throwing, blocking, pinning, and controlling techniques, Aiki Jitsu uses joint manipulation as well as control of critical distance, and by using the opponent's force and physical weaknesses to one's own advantage. Controlling the opponent at his moment of weakness allows one to upset his balance as he shifts his center of gravity. This makes it possible to execute throws, blocks, and pinning techniques. Skillful manipulation of joints is very effective and makes it possible for a small person to control a much larger opponent. The techniques shown by A. Kalani, a master in the arts of Aikido and Jiu-Jitsu, have been simplified to give a better understanding of what is important and how each technique works. We think you'll find them easy to follow and interesting to learn. But like learning anything, success takes time. It takes repetition. Work slowly and carefully. You can begin by practicing alone, copying Master Kalani. As you begin to understand the movements, start working with a partner. But be careful. You're studying techniques in which you or your partner could get injured. Always start by stretching and warming up. While practicing, never catch your partner by surprise or fool around when you should be serious. Do not apply too much pressure. Do not follow through hard or fast. This is serious business. These techniques work and can cause severe pain and injury, so be careful. Practice each technique with commitment and purpose. It could save your life. In understanding this type of self-defense, it's important to understand the footwork. Good footwork makes for good self-defense techniques. The main idea is very simple. Just step to the side and get out of the way of your attacker. This is nothing more than a simple step to one side or the other. The next step is that once you've removed yourself from the line of attack, you can easily redirect his strike with a simple brush or touch of your hand. By doing this, you have changed the angle of his attack and rendered his weapons, his hands and feet, useless. Once you're out of the way and have redirected his attack, you can easily move past your attacker, either to escape or to further control his movements by grabbing or striking him from the side. By moving past the attacker, you're now in a position where he can no longer reach you and do any damage. Thus, it is you who now has all the control. Practice these simple moves and understand why they're done. They form the basis for all good self-defense. In our first technique, the attack is a straight right punch. It could also be a strike with a knife or even a push or a grab. It is extremely fast and simple and requires only one hand to do. As the strike comes in, you deflect it down, raise your elbow, striking him in the jaw. Let's take a look at it. As the punch comes in, you deflect it down. Then, as the momentum carries the opponent forward, you just raise your elbow, hit him in the open throat, bring his neck back. Continue your counterclockwise sweep with your arm, which knocks him to the floor. You'll notice as the opponent comes in, you've stepped to the side, out of the line of attack. You push his hand down, strike in the throat, continue the sweep, and knock him to the ground. Here it is demonstrated with a knife. In this technique, the attack is once again a straight punch to the face, and as in the previous technique, the response is a deflection of the strike and reversal of your opponent's momentum, which drops him to the ground. Let's take a look in slow motion. You deflect the punch down, wrap your right arm around, counterclockwise, drive his chin back and down. Again, deflect down, right arm goes counterclockwise, push the chin out and down. Let's look from overhead. You see that you first begin by stepping out of the line of attack. You deflect the strike down with your left hand as you step off to your left. Then your right arm circles completely around counterclockwise. You push forward and down on his chin as you step forward, and he drops. Once again, deflect, right hand goes counterclockwise in a large circle, push out and down on